Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode. This episode is on alcohol. So, this right now it isn't really active within my vibration, but I did feel the urge to discuss this. It's right now it's the summer is coming up. It's still spring, but it kind of feels like this summer vibe already. A lot of people on the terraces, and they're having their drinks. They're having a lot of fun. So this video is on my personal journey with alcohol and where I'm at now. And this has nothing to do with you or if you are doing it wrong. But what you can get from this is a lot of reminders why this is actually a good thing to not drink alcohol. Let me close the window. So, why are we drinking alcohol in the first place? That's maybe a question we can ask ourselves. For me, to be honest, it was always because other people were drinking and I just kind of joined them. So it was never really my own idea to start doing this. I just had a friend group, everybody had their drinks, and we just started drinking. And at some point, I don't know when that happened. It was pretty early on, and I don't know the reason behind it, but for some reason it became cool if you could drink more than the other guy and the other guy and the other guy, or girl, or you would be nice if you could hold your liquor. You would be like a real man or something. I don't know. I still don't understand what that is. It's the macho. Like the really masculine energy, but more like the boastful masculine energy, a toxic masculine energy. So that is how it started. I don't know really what that was, but for some reason there's always been this, ever since that moment that I first started, there's something about drinking that it makes it feel kind of like, also you're one of the cool kids. So what you had with I'm saying had because for me this is ancient history, but maybe for you it's not. But let's say you have you smoked when you were younger. Well, I smoked occasionally, but for me it was always pretty easily to say, okay, I'm not gonna smoke for so long, and then I would smoke something again and again, and then it would build up again. I would stop. It would build up again. It would stop. It was kind of like this pattern. Now I think my last cigarette was 2020 and 2017. And that was even, I wasn't even smoking anymore. I just had one cigarette because everyone was like, yeah, but you're not drinking, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing drugs. Just have a cigarette with us. And I was like, okay, I'll have one cigarette with you guys. And I was like this is not me anymore. This is horrible. So I took a few tugs on it. I think that's how you call it. And then I ended it. I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore, and I'm not doing this for other people anymore. I'm doing this for me. It's not part of who I am. It's not part of my identity. And if that's the reason why you're watching this, that you want to get rid of something, then getting it out of your identity is where you want to go. And there's a lot of great videos on this. This is not that video, but this is a video that will give you around 40 to 50 reasons why it's better to not drink. This video is not about the things that are fun while you drink, because I think you already know those things. And if you are watching this, you're not looking to have more excuses on why you should keep drinking instead of stopping it. So yeah, this video, I wanted to make it for a long time, but it's this kind of like an unpopular opinion. And I'm playing football as well, and every team I'm in, there's a drinking culture. It's just there, and people that know me, how I am, they can't really, they're like, but you play football, it doesn't really make sense, it doesn't suit you, that part. and others that know me from other things, they're like, yeah, of course, you are like a drinking king, because that was one of my identities at some point as well. Not literally drinking king, but it's more like I could keep on drinking until the next day, and that was one of my one of the parts of my identity. So why I stopped drinking is I've been doing this a lot of times. So like the stereotypical person that starts and stops and starts and stops and starts and stops. So when the whole C period was happening, I stopped drinking for 9 months. Everyone was doubling down on drinking. I stopped drinking for 9 months, and then I gradually picked it up again, and then I was in my football team again, and we had our drinking nights. And then for some reason, from 9 months nothing, I went from, oh, Tuesday football, and let's have some drinks afterwards. Tuesday drinks. Thursday, let's go for drinks afterwards. Let's go. I would be home around 4 in the morning on a Thursday. Friday, it's weekend, let's have a couple of drinks. It's Saturday, let's go out, let's have some drinks. Sunday, it's still weekend, so let's have some drinks. So I would have 5 days that I would be drinking, and it just got a bit too much. So you were always, and that's one of the first things, I was always kind of low in my energy, because my body was constantly kind of recovering from the previous time I drank alcohol. So each time this happened. Also, my whole biological rhythm, it was all screwed up, because I would go on the Thursdays, I would go until 4 in the morning sometimes, but usually at least till 12, 1-ish. But then on Friday you had to work as well. So your nights get a bit shorter. That's another one, is your nights get shorter if you drink on working days. You also have your sleep is it's a less qualitative type of sleep, because you're processing the alcohol. That's another one. And there's so many things. Let me grab my list real quickly, because this, for me, this really helps. So this video is as much for me as it is for you, because when I'm doing these kinds of things that I'm not drinking for a while, so right now I'm 3 months sober. I think I already said that, but it doesn't matter. Right now, 3 months sober. This time I stopped because I was like, okay, well, let's get back to the other thing first. So I want this as a reminder for myself, that I can see, okay, so these are the benefits. Because usually when you are somewhere and you're like, ooh, I'd like a drink right now, I wouldn't be able to come up with 10 reasons, and your mind does not want to go there. So you're not really focusing on what's good and what's bad. At that point, you just think, okay, that's cool. Let's get some drinks with friends. So let's just do that. So this time I stopped drinking, because I'm doing channeling sessions every morning, about 20 to 30 to 40 minutes, and one of the times the message was, stop drinking alcohol for 3 months. That came through. Stop drinking alcohol for 3 months. It's like, I've done that countless times. What's different this time? I was like, okay, yeah. If you're not drinking, your natural vibration is higher. So I'm like, okay, that could be it. So I'll test it out. And then in later sessions, it was also presented to me that if I did this, I would get a great reward. Okay, a great reward. I'm not sure what that means, and I still don't know what that means, because in a couple of hours I will be 3 months sober. So I'm not there yet, but I thought I'm gonna record this video so that once I post this, it will be on my 3-month anniversary. And I think after that I'm just gonna not look at when I stopped, and how much time it was, because it keeps you in the mindset of that you stopped doing something, and I want to go into the mindset that
this is my new life now. This is what I do now. And it doesn't matter when I started it. Who cares when I started it? I started it, I'm doing it, and this is how I live right now. Just like with the smoking, I don't know it exactly, and I don't really care because it's not part of my life anymore. So it doesn't matter. So I'm really letting it go. All right, so let's get into some of the things that are better. So I'm gonna just throw a list out there. Some of the things, they are actually kind of the same, but kind of worded another way because I was just writing this down this afternoon. I have 55 of them. So you have more energy. You won't have hangovers anymore. You'll have more productive hours. And what I mean with more productive hours is that usually when you work on Mondays, your Monday is kind of a bust. Your Tuesday, your Tuesday can kind of be kind of a bust as well. And then from Wednesday on, you start your week again, unless you drink on those Tuesday nights as well, because then you're screwed up for the Wednesday again. So you'll have more productive hours. You'll have a better rhythm. Your circadian rhythms. You will be going to bed usually more earlier. Not every time, because when I go to a party, I still go to a party. I just don't drink anymore. So I go there, and first what happens to me is I am at that party, and this happens. My mind goes like, okay, so what's fun at this party? And I can't come up with anything that is fun. So because there's at this point it's a bit different, but this is in the beginning. It's like, yeah, but I need some drinks. Yeah, drinks would make this more fun. I'm like, what? Why would that make it more fun? It's like kind of like this internal struggle. Like, why would that make it more fun? Yeah, but what's fun about this? I have this entire ping pong match going on inside my head, and at some point, what I always have to do, I have to kind of get into the party, and it takes me a while. It always takes me a while. The only thing that the booze does is that process changes a bit, so I can speed up the process where it can still be a bit awkward because I'm still in my work mode. I just came from work, and now I'm at a party, so my brain kind of has to switch. Like, okay, so I need to switch to being the social David instead of the productive work mode David. So that sometimes takes me a while, but sometimes one good conversation or one good song that they're playing can get me there all the way. So at this the last party where I was at was a techno party, so everybody I knew was either doing alcohol or doing drugs or doing both, and I was there completely sober. And you get a lot of questions about why you're not drinking, why you're not doing the things. And I was honest with them. Usually I come up with an excuse so I don't have to go into the confrontation. I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna tell it. So it was a bit. Only the first one who asked it, he was in my face with it, and I wasn't. I was like, whoa! I just got here. What's going on? Chill, dude. But it was the first one was a bit weird. But after that was like, why are you not drinking? I said I'm focusing on spirituality right now, and I'm not drinking right now. And then, because usually what would work is you would say, oh, I'm on antibiotics, so I can't drink right now. I have this medication, I can't drink right now. Or I would just say other stuff. I don't know anymore. I would always come up with something so that I didn't really have to reveal the real reason, so they could not judge me based on that, but they can judge me on something else that I could control more. So yeah, that was a big difference. But also, it gets the conversation going, because if you are at a techno party and you tell someone, I'm not doing that because right now I'm focusing on spirituality, you're getting into topics about spirituality, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this and this and that, and oh, it's so interesting, and what are you doing? So you get into good conversations. At the end of the evening, it doesn't really work like that anymore because everyone is under influence. So the conversations do tend to be a little less, yeah, less good to have. But the thing is, usually the music at these parties, in my opinion, the music gets harder and louder, and it gets better. I love that way more. So the tempo goes up. So the higher the tempo, almost the better it is for me. Almost. And I love it. And at some point, this is maybe something you might recognize. If you drink alcohol at parties, at first, those first few drinks are amazing. You go up, 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 and it's cool. And there is this point where you fall down, and you're like, ooh, now my energy isn't where I want it to be. So you take a couple extra drinks, or you take some other medication that helps you over that hump, and then you can go up again, in whatever fashion. Because with drugs it's the same; it will go up and down and up and down and up and down. Usually something like that, and then you can take other stuff. But I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. And because I'm not drinking, my level is going like this. I should actually do it from this side. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it goes more like this. Go up, up, up. It goes really slow in the beginning, then it goes up, and then I stay here. I stay pretty high. I'm kind of like high on energy, not sometimes I can really get high on energy as if I've taken something. But this time that wasn't the case. But I was just really at this high point, and it was really nice. And I was dancing and dancing and dancing, and people came up to me and they were like, "Are you sure you didn't use anything?" I was like, I'm just gonna keep on going. We keep on going, bro. So no, that is one of the things. I didn't even put this on this list. But your I think I did, but under another part. But your energy level stays more. It can go a little bit more like this instead of like this, which is very nice, especially during parties. But it takes me a little bit more time to get there. But it's actually not. It doesn't take that long, so it's not that bad. And what I always realize is that, okay, so there's actually 3 things that get me going here without drinks. It's the people, it's dancing, and it's the music. Because dancing, even sometimes when the music isn't that good, with dancing I can kind of put my emotion, so energy in motion. I can put my energy in motion, and it gives me the right emotion. So that's something I learned from Tony Robbins, and that even works not on music that you hate, because in my case that doesn't work. But if it's music that's okay-ish, then this can still work. Okay, let's get the list back. It's better for your liver. You stay in contact with yourself. This is a big one, and a lot of others will be touching on this one, so I won't go into details right now. You'll make less wrong decisions. You can get high on your own energy. You can't get high on your own energy when you're drinking, so because it's taking over your energy supply or whatever it does. I'm not sure what it does, but it makes it hard to get high on your own energy. And you don't need it, because you're the alcohol is helping you. You get into a higher vibration. Also, higher vibration means it's easier for you to manifest things. So that's another part which is connected to the higher vibration, but I put it as a separate point here. You're being you more. You're being your true authentic self more, because when somebody says, when they're expecting things of you, like they want you to have a drink, and you stand firm, so you're more grounded. That's actually where I want to go with this. You're more grounded. because you're doing what you want to do instead of what other people expect you to do. You have more discipline. You have more the attitude of F other people's opinions. Your week is worth more. We already kind of did this one. You're not living for the weekend anymore. So you're actually living for the entire week. You will save a lot of money. Yeah, so energy comes from things like people, dance, and music. You'll be ashamed less, because usually when I've had one of these nights where I go completely wasted, and sometimes even with some black holes where I'm not sure even what happened in a couple of hours, in the span of a couple of hours, I'm kind of like, okay, what did I do? So I'm kind of like embarrassed, or you don't dare to say that happened, or that maybe something happened, maybe you did something you weren't supposed to do, and that's towards others, but also kind of like the shame that you went beyond because let's say that you puked that night. Oh, that's the worst, or that the whole room is spinning. Those are such nasty feelings, and it makes you kind of ashamed that you don't know where your limit is, and you go over your limit. Couple of others, you'll live longer. You won't be in the weekly cycle of recovering anymore. You'll see how toxic alcohol really is. You'll also have the insight that actually doesn't really make sense why we are doing this to ourselves, because we can have these kinds of nights. They are different. I'm not going to say they're exactly the same without alcohol and drugs. They are not. I'm not here to judge what you're doing, but you can see how toxic it is and how it is kind of like you're brainwashed by other people to do these kind of things. While they don't bring you as much as they take from you. So they definitely have their purpose, and I'm not saying don't do it ever again. But it kind of doesn't make sense why we are doing this. All right, so we're halfway down the list right now. You have no chance to become an alcoholic, so that's a nice one. You will eat healthier because you need less fatty garbage. Because this is what happens to me if I go drinking somewhere. I get these cravings that I need pizza right now, or I need Turkish pizza right now, or I need a kapsalon for the Dutch people out there, and I want that greasy deliciousness, and that doesn't really help me and my body. You get less calories inside you because not just because of this food that I was just talking about, because that's a byproduct of it, but also because, for example, if you have an app that you're calorie counting, just for shits and giggles, just once, if you go out for drinks, input everything in a calorie counter app. You will be shocked how much calories you are drinking and how hard this goes, especially if you have some bites with it as well from the fryers. That's it really doesn't help you. Also, your metabolism will be higher. So if you are, for example, trying to lose some fat, alcohol is not going to help you. You'll start to appreciate other drinks. The urge to drink will disappear. That's a pro. The urge to do what others expect of you also disappears. You'll become more of you. You have less chance on certain diseases, and I actually looked up some of the diseases, and you really don't really want to know them, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so obesity, immune system suppression, sleep disorders, nutritional deficiencies, birth defects, sexual dysfunction, memory loss, stomach issues, pancreatitis, bone damage, osteoporosis, muscle weakness, vision problems, hearing loss, skin problems, hair problems, well, not problems, well, Well, you look older, but I think that's on the list as well. You'll age quicker. That's better. Increased bleeding. If you start to bleed, you'll bleed more because your blood doesn't clot as easily anymore. Let's see what else there is. Reproductive problems, respiratory problems, hormonal imbalances, increased risk of ammonia. Yeah, worsening symptoms of other illnesses. And the list goes on and on and on. There's so much more. So, yeah, so if one thing doesn't work for you, look at that list. That might work for you if you want to stop and you're more driven by fear. I'm not really driven by fear, so I need other things than that. Yes, so heart problems was one of them as well. You will come to see that you've been limiting yourself in growth and freedom. You'll sleep better, we already had this. You will have better sex. Doing sports and doing workouts has more impact and more advantages if you're not drinking, because your muscles will grow faster if you're not drinking. If you are like a social smoker, you'll smoke less. You'll have less accidents or traffic accidents. One thing that when I was looking up other things, like, yeah, but you get into trouble less, so you won't get a DUI or something else. You can get into financial trouble. You can't get alcohol poisoning anymore. No more unwanted pregnancies. Well, at least the chance is a bit lower. It can still happen, obviously, but it's a bit lower. You won't be as aggressive, so less aggressive behavior. You might have less workplace issues, less family problems. You can also be a better parent because you're more aware of things that are happening. You're more present. Being more present is also one. Although with alcohol you can be pretty present, but not when you need to react to certain situations like that. Okay, so that was a list of things. In the entire video, I think there's about 55 points there. Why it's a better choice to not drink. Yeah, I think this list isn't even complete, because I just went like this and I wrote this down in one session. So if you have any others that are not on this list, please put it in the comments, because I'm curious to see what other things could have been on here. And you don't have to mention every disease, because I'm good with that. I understand that I did not do all the diseases, because there's a list there that I can still go over. I actually also watched the Andrew Huberman video about alcohol, which is 2 hours long. I'm not sure how long this one is, but it's also pretty long. It was 2 hours long, and bottom line was, he said, I wish I could make this better than I could do, but there's literally no benefit to drinking health-wise. Alright, so do with this information what you want. This is not a call from me to you to say that you have to stop doing this. If it brings you joy, if this makes your life more fun, and if you're absolutely certain that this is the case and it's not what society makes you think that it is, then I would say just keep doing what you're doing. And if you are meant to stop doing this, you will do that eventually, and then you're just not ready for it yet, or you won't ever be ready for it. There's also people that are here. There's a lot of people with a lot of purposes here, and some have the purpose of being a human being, and just that's it, just live a human life. They don't want anything, they don't have any ambition, they are just happiest when they can have a drink every now and then, work from 9 to 5, work 5 days a week, and just live for the weekend and just have fun. So that if that is your calling, you're probably not watching this video, or you are curious, and you are, but that's probably not who's watching this. If you are trying to get rid of alcohol from your life and you're not sure where to start, let me know if there's anything I can help you with. You can always ask something in the comments, you can shoot me a DM on Telegram. It's below this video, so you can click it, and you can just search me on Telegram, and yeah, I can help you out. This is there's no model on this how I want to earn money. This is not even, I'm not earning any money from this channel. I'm planning to do some things that I can earn some extra income with this, so that I can make this bigger. But all right, so thank you so much. If there was anything of value for you in this video, please like, subscribe, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.